It's Friday, June 21st, 2024. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Most of all, share these videos and make sure to leave a comment down below. The comments are absolutely incredible. Today, on this Friday, we have a lot to talk about. Stay tuned to the remainder of this video. Got done doing some training today with Coach Lionel. He had some words of advice. So many people going broke, trying to look rich, trying to impress people on social media, buying cars they cannot afford, living in places they cannot afford. Coach Lionel gives some good advice. I throw my 2 cents in there. So make sure to watch the remainder of this video. Too many people are making really, really bad, reckless financial choices just to impress people, and they're barely hanging on by a thread at this point. Don't worry about what people think, ladies and gentlemen. Again, stay tuned to the remainder of this video. Coach Lionel with some words of wisdom. Now, a couple articles I want to share with you before we get to the other part of this video. Olive Garden raising menu prices again. This on Fox Business. Sales at Olive Garden dropped 1.5% last quarter and 1.8% the prior quarter. Darden CEO Rick Cardenas says this: customers are generally concerned about inflation and more concerned about the job market. People are getting very worried now about the chance of a job loss affecting their family. A husband, a wife, maybe both could lose a job, and that is going to turn people's worlds upside down. And we are beginning to see on a daily basis so many companies, this has been going on for a while now, but it's accelerating, where so many companies are laying off people. Literally thousands of people a day are losing their jobs. Here's one on CNBC. Tesla has downsized by at least 14% this year after Elon Musk said layoffs would exceed 10%. Teslas are piling up on lots all over the country. There were some videos out here in Southern California of some car lots with just an enormous amount of Teslas. I think it was Aaron, Texas Silver, sent me a video at the Tesla plant. I believe it was in Austin. There had to be thousands of Teslas just sitting there. And we're seeing all these videos of these cars, not just Teslas, but cars across America just sitting in these massive lots, parking lots, stadiums, just sitting there with no place to go. And of course, if you go by a car lot today, you're going to see a lot of cars just sitting on the lots. Very few people at the car lots buying cars now, because many are worried if they're going to have a job. Many have already lost a job. Many cannot qualify because they don't make enough income. People's credits are already being dinged or destroyed because of what's happening. They're falling behind. They don't qualify. So there's a lot of reasons why these cars are sitting and why they're going to be sitting much, much longer. Here's one from CNBC. Forever 21 seeks rent concessions as fast fashion brand faces financial woes. Many of you probably have a Forever 21 in your mall. There's one out here that's still existing. Forever 21 is asking some landlords for rent concessions as high as 50% as it faces financial difficulties. This is how bad it's getting. And these are, the one at the mall out here in Palm Desert is a very large store. I wouldn't say it's an anchor store. Very, very close. It's a big store. You start losing these type of stores in your mall, it's going to affect the longevity and the survival of your shopping mall. I would say if we lose a Forever 21 at our mall, it's probably going to be game over. Or if we lose the JCPenney's or Macy's, it's over for that mall. But this is what's happening. This is the booming economy. People don't have the discretionary money to go now and shop for their kids at Forever 21. Again, it's just a barometer of just how bad things are getting. More single-family built for-rent homes are under construction in the United States. This also on CNBC today. Construction began on about 18,000 single-family homes built for rent in the first quarter of 2024, a 20% jump compared to the first quarter of 2023. You will own nothing. You will be miserable. This is, again, just another reflection of the economy. People can no longer afford to buy a home for the most part. If they do, they're taking a huge risk because they're now having to spend 40-50% of their income on a mortgage. And as we said many times, many of these people are one flat tire away from being in very big trouble. They're one missed paycheck away from being in very big trouble. People are really taking on some serious risk. They're gambling here. Think about taking out a 30-year mortgage, and let's just say 40% of your income is going to that mortgage. What could happen a year from now, 5 years from now, 5 months from now? One person in that household loses a job, it's game over. Again, it just almost seems like they don't want you to own anything. And so the answer is, let's cut rates so that the housing market, so people can get back into it and prices can go even higher as we're at all-time highs. Is this the answer? Personally speaking, some people may not like this. They may think it's bad. I think this whole housing market, stock market, bond market, auto market, everything needs to crash. Yes, there's going to be a lot of pain. A lot of people will lose jobs, but this cannot continue. This is unsustainable. The longer it goes, the worse it's going to be when it crashes. This should have crashed a long time ago, but nobody wants to feel the pain, so we keep kicking the can down the road. And so it's more stimulus and trillions of dollars more and more, and more people on the television telling us everything's okay. Just keep using your credit cards. Just keep borrowing money. And now people cannot borrow money because it's too expensive. The credit card rates on average are 23%. People can't pay it back, and now people are in a real bind. And real quick, somebody wrote yesterday saying, hey, everything in their area looks great. And I'm happy in your area, everything looks great. But you're the exception. We're talking about the majority of what's happening in the United States of America. Mayberry may be doing well, but your country has over $35 trillion of debt, $200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. They're cutting your Social Security. They've robbed your Social Security. They're going to rob your 401ks. They're going to rob your pensions. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's repulsive, really, what's going on. The amount of criminality that's going on, and yet somebody from Mayberry will tell me everything's fine from what they see in their area. That's wonderful. Again, you are the exception. Take a look at the big picture. And they didn't say what state they were in or what city they were in, but I guarantee you the state they're in is probably running a huge deficit. They're probably financially bankrupt, yet because they're in Mayberry, a little town in some state, they believe everything is okay. Look, I hope it's okay for you. I hope it's great where you're at. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but we better start looking at the big picture of what's happening to the entire country, the United States, and where this is all going, because sooner or later, Mayberry will be affected. Your 401k, your pension, your retirement is going to be affected, even in Mayberry. And if America collapses, Mayberry collapses eventually. Maybe it takes a little bit longer to get to you, but eventually it collapses. Home prices hit record high in May as sales stalled. This on CNBC. Inventory jumped up 6.7% in May, month over month, up 18.5% compared to a year ago. That's a lot more inventory. Median price, $419,300. The average income in America is $36,000 a year. Average household income, I believe, is around $75,000 a year. Very difficult for people to buy a house now of almost $420,000. That is up 5.8% year over year. Sales of previously owned homes are at a 30-year low. So yeah, that's wonderful. Prices are up. Why are they up? Is it because the economy is booming? Is it because the job market is booming? Why are home prices up? Well, because when you put rates down to 2.65%, and you allowed all these people to jump in. You had the Fed buying mortgage-backed securities. You're sending everybody free money. You've created now a housing bubble unlike we have ever seen before. So I don't think people understand. They think that because home prices are up that we're in a real estate boom. Let's be very, very clear. Home prices are up, but home sales, previously owned home sales, are at a 30-year low. This is a very stagnant housing market. The housing market has basically collapsed. Things are not selling. Home prices are up more than 50% from 5 years ago. Again, not because your economy is booming, not because the job market is booming. It's because this is the artificial injection of trillions of dollars, all the stimmies, and these ultra low mortgage rates of 2.65%, 3% allowed people to jump into these homes. And now they can't even get out of these homes, and we have a massive bubble. Completely unsustainable. Wages are not keeping up with the prices of these homes. As you all know, this is the biggest housing bubble we have ever seen, and we know what happens to bubbles. They all burst. This is going to be a very ugly one, even though most people think it'll never happen because it's different this time, isn't it? It's always different this time, and every time they say that, you better run for the hills because it's not different this time. The only thing that's different is we have more bubbles, and the bubbles are much more inflated than the previous bubbles. And now we're dealing with ultra high inflation, job losses, wars, Social Security taking haircuts, debts unlike we've ever seen, deficits. We have a $1.9 trillion deficit. These people who think everything is okay, maybe because they live in Mayberry, God bless you in Mayberry, but we are running a $1.9 trillion deficit in 2024, $35 trillion of debt. We are draining our strategic petroleum reserves. We are sending money all over the world. It is a complete disaster what is going on. Anybody that thinks that this is okay or normal, please seek psychiatric help immediately. This is so dangerous what is taking place. And the scary thing here is millions of people are completely unaware of what is going on. And they're living on credit cards. They're going on social media to try and impress you and myself. I don't care what you had for dinner last night. You don't have to post it on Facebook. I don't care what type of martini you're drinking. You don't have to post it on Facebook. We're seeing a lot less of these people now. We're going to see a lot less of these people in the months to come. But nobody really cares. But I guess these people need some kind of gratification or acceptance for whatever reason, as they're putting their drinks and their steak dinners and their weekend vacations in Vegas on credit cards. We don't care. The smart people are getting rid of debt. The smart people are not taking weekend vacations to Las Vegas. They're not going to $100 steak dinners. If you can afford it, God bless you. If you can afford it, you should probably be putting your money somewhere else, preparing for what is to come. Do you have enough training? Do you have enough skills? Are you in the best shape of your life? Are you getting prepared? Do you have enough food, enough water? These are the things you better ask yourself. Stay tuned to the rest of this video. God bless. So a beautiful Friday afternoon, 110 degrees. I didn't want to work out today, but Coach Lionel's here. He pushed me, said, get down here. We got train.
Yes, always. No excuses. No excuses. I don't put up with any BS. If you got two legs and you're healthy, got a good heart, good lungs, you should be in here.
Absolutely.
Doing something at least.
Doing something. This is the time to be in the best shape of your life and have defensive, combative skills on the ground, standing up, boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, whatever it takes. Anyways, Lionel and I were talking this week. Let me adjust this a little bit. We're talking this week just about what we're seeing economically in the area. As you know, you watched my video in Cathedral City a couple days ago, the vacancies. Lionel was watching it, had a couple things he wanted to update all of you with, but we were talking about, hey, a lot of people are one flat tire away from big trouble. And somebody commented down below and said, oh no, that's impossible. Flat tires don't cost that much. And I said, there's a lot of people driving brand new cars, $800, $900, $1,200 a month payments. And I guarantee you, those tires are over $300 a piece. You go get a nice BMW or a nice Mercedes, Pirellis, Michelin Pilots, $400 or $500 a pop. But anyways, Coach Lionel, what are you seeing with people associates, clientele? Update us.
I see a lot of, there's the term would be, like this fake rich kind of lifestyle. There's another word for it, but I'm not going to say
Thank
it. But basically, it's a bunch of people that are showing out with nothing to show, if that makes any sense. Like, I know a lot of people that make the same amount of money as me, and I don't know why they're driving $2,000 a month lease cars. I mean, they're leasing Range Rovers or leasing Lamborghinis, and they're barely making any money. Their rent's like $3,000 a month, living in the studio because it's in a gated community, and they must be skipping meals or something, because one flat tire away, they're one alternator away from being evicted, in my opinion. But that's just kind of how it is nowadays. It's only in America you see this kind of nonsense, most of it.
Yeah.
Where you see people pretending to live a life and it's all for show. It's literally all for show to get this chick or whatever the case may be. You said, social media is for social media.
Yeah, a lot of people, but a lot of people go to Facebook, they look at these people faking it on social media, on Facebook and Instagram and all that. Most of these people you're watching are flat broke, but the people they influence, they're making go broke because those people want to be those people. So they're leasing the cars, they're leasing the nice condos, the gated communities, they're buying clothes they can't afford. You said people that have $500 left at the end of the month by the time they pay their rent and their car payment?
Oh yeah. So let's just say someone makes like $8,000 a month. Their lease cars, $2,500 a month. Their rent's like $3,000 a month.
Uncle Sam got to pay the taxes.
Yeah, it's already, you got to pay your electricity. There's about $1,000 to $500 left over after everything's paid with your gas. So for food, you probably have like $500 for the month. For food.
So you are literally a flat tire away from big trouble, because if they're driving a Lamborghini at $2,500 a month or a nice M-Series BMW, they are literally a flat tire away, and there are people doing this, and you can verify that.
And no, like, I just don't see the point of it. I mean, I drive a 20-year-old car and it runs perfectly fine. I just don't care. I really don't care what anybody thinks about me.
So Coach Lionel makes good money. Trust me, I know. He's extremely busy. He makes very good money. And you said even with the good money,
I'm not
man, you're not going crazy. You're not.
A car is nothing. It's just supposed to get you to point A to point B. I mean, if someone going to be your friend based off your car you have, then they're not really your friend, and you could keep those people. I really don't give a F about all that. But with me personally, all I care is someone has a good heart, good nature. Whatever kind of car you drive is irrelevant. It's and again, it's put like this. It's kind of like these people that are influencing you do this is kind of like Jay Cutler, okay, telling the skinny guy you can be like this if you buy my protein powder. It's a bunch of BS. They're taking roids and they're looking like that, and they're selling a false advertisement to the person that wants to look like that. No different than these people who are doing fake loans, scamming people and pretending they have some kind of real estate business, or I'm a private investor, but they're really just making the money off ripping people
That's
off.
a great point, because there's so many people in social media that they're broke, and yet they're giving financial advice. These are people who've gone broke numerous times, evictions, tax liens, business licenses revoked, lawsuits, people still chasing them down for money. And these are people today making these videos today, telling you and I how to make money. I'm glad you said that, because it's all over all this social media. The fakest people giving the worst advice out there. Now, I don't typically really give advice. I'm not a financial advisor or planner, but the advice I would give today is, if you make 100 grand, live like you make 50. If you make 50, live like you make 25. What kind of advice? I know you're not a financial advisor or planner, but what kind of advice would you give people right now that are working, hustling, making a couple of bucks? What advice would you give them so they don't get suckered, bamboozled into this social media, that they don't go out and burn all their money at the bars, take lavish vacations?
Just save your money and stop buying dumb stuff. It's that simple. Don't buy. Eat at home. Just don't buy dumb. It's very. It's not simple. I mean, people go on Amazon all day, can just buy stupid stuff all day. Now it's a lot easier to waste your money. I think you should just save your money, and if you have a car that runs, keep that car, no matter how old it is. Don't go out. You don't need to go to the bar. You don't need. You're not missing out on anything, anyways.
Right.
Stay away from the bar. Stay away from liquor. Stay away from drugs, and that right there will save you a couple $1,000s a month already.
Then you're becoming rich. Lionel, before we go, I know you got a client here. What's your definition of being rich? To me, it's not having a lot of debt and being fake, but what's your definition?
Being rich to me is just not having a bunch of debt, not owing a bunch of people money. And if you were to lose your job, you have at least 8 months to a year of saved up to support yourself. That would be my definition of being rich, and also having a big heart and believing in God.
And believing in God. Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Before we get out of here,
don't
forget to see me Sabbath at midnight. This is my podcast on Spotify. It's also on Apple Podcasts, but this is me. And check it out. We talk about all the crazy stuff that people don't want to talk about. all the things in church that they don't want to talk about. It's not about singing Kumbaya and Jesus is going to come down as a hippie. That's all a bunch of nonsense. I talk about the real fire and brimstone and what's coming. As you can see, everything's about to hit the fan pretty soon.
Coach, see you Monday.
I'll see you later.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless. All right, see you Monday.
Bye.
So I'm going to wrap it up right there. Again, what is really being rich to me? It's not having debt. It's having the freedom to breathe, to do what you want to do. Coach Lionel's right. Don't go out there to the bars. Don't go blowing money. Don't go taking vacations you don't need to be taking. Don't be anything that you need a credit card to pay for. Run away from it unless it's a complete emergency. 8 months, 12 months plus cash reserves. Great advice right there. But one of the best things you could do is just don't get yourself into debt to begin with. Stay away from it. If you never get yourself into debt, you're not going to have much to worry about. Just keep saving. There'll be, I think, great investments coming in the stock market after the major collapse. I think investing and holding tangible hard assets right now is one of the best things you can be doing, holding some cash right now. I do believe that there's going to be huge opportunities in the stock market. We're in the biggest bubble of all time. I would stay away from this. That's not financial advice. It's what I'm doing. Biggest housing bubble we've ever seen. I would stay away from that. But there will be a time that if you have some cash, if you have some tangible hard assets that are extremely liquid like gold and silver, you're going to be able to jump into these markets and you're going to gobble this stuff up at a very, very good sale price. But again, stay out of debt, stay away from the con men, stay away from people that are always trying to sell you something that is not going to benefit you during a collapse. What you need right now is to be getting in the best shape of your life, learning how to protect yourself, having food and water put away, having some cash, tangible hard assets put away, and skill sets. So a little bit different video today, but I just wanted to reinforce those things with all of you in case you're just tuning in today, or, a lot of people just need that reinforcement. A lot of people will say, hey, I'm a broken record. I'm saying the same thing every day. Hey, if you have all the answers, there's plenty of other channels out there. There's all kind of channels out there you could be watching. There's a lot of new people, and there's a lot of people that really, me included, that need the reinforcement that we're not alone, that we need to stay on track, that we need to keep training, that we need to keep preparing, that we need to stay out of debt, and we need to be reminded. And it's like a vitamin. It's like a workout. You should be doing this daily. And so mentally, we should be reinforcing this with ourselves daily, that we need to get in better shape, have more skills, know how to protect ourselves, and just always be adding skills and getting in better and better shape mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So I'm going to leave it there today. Feel free to comment down below. Love to know your thoughts. Love the comments. Best comment section on YouTube. Everybody's keeping it real. And let me know your thoughts on any of this. How and what are you doing right now to prepare? And how much longer? A lot of people are asking, when do you think things are really going to begin to blow up out there? We're talking about that today. I don't know. Could be 5 days, could be 5 years, could be 5 months. I don't know. But every day that I have where things are still calm overall, I'm going to take the time, and I'm going to take advantage of this time and keep getting better, stronger, faster, more reserves, more skills, and in better shape. This is what we should all be doing. Use the time wisely. Time is not your friend. Time is running out. You don't know when something's going to break. You saw what happened with Russia and North Korea. They're signing agreements. You see what's happening with the BRICS nations financially. They're going to get away from this dollar. More wars are coming. What's happening in Eastern Europe with Ukraine is not going to end anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to escalate. Things are escalating in the Middle East right now. We've got subs off the coast of Miami. Taiwan is a matter of time. And the time that the dollar has before it is really seriously challenged with the BRICS nations is getting closer and closer. I still think you need to have some dollars, at least until you don't, but I still think it's very, very important to have them. But at some point, I don't think you're going to be measuring wealth in dollars. You'll be measuring it in ounces. I'm going to leave it there today. I don't want to rant. Have a great day. Be safe. Be trading. God bless. Talk to all of you soon.